What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video of this series as we go through and break down each and every team in the NBA and give our season predictions for them. We got another Eastern Conference team today going with the Charlotte Hornets, but like I said, we're just going in alphabetical order by city. It just so happens to be all Eastern Conference to start off with. Had to bring out the Charlotte Hornets warm-up shirt. Any team that we got some gear for, we're going to rock it during their video. So just be prepared for that if you haven't noticed already with the Hawks and the Celtics. You might notice we got a little bit of a backdrop now. So that's new. That's going to be going forward in these videos. So y'all don't have to see my messy room in the background. But yeah, so we'll get started with the Charlotte Hornets. I think this is going to be one of the most exciting teams to watch in the NBA this season. They're full of youth. They've got 13 players on their roster, including their two-way players that are 25 or under coming into this season. And just to think about that, you bring in 17 players, including your two-way players. So all but 4 of their guys are 25 or younger, and that's just insane. They can keep whatever core they want to of these guys together for a long time, as long as contracts and everything are willing to work out. But the youth on this team is just absolutely insane. You've got your core players there with Lamelo Ball, Terry Rozier, Miles Bridges, and Kelly Oubre. You can also throw in Gordon Hayward into that mix if you'd like. You can also throw in PJ Washington. But those are 2 guys that I feel like might not be with the team as long as the other guys. The core ones that I mentioned are ones that I feel like are going to be with this team for a few more years. So we'll see how that plays out in the future, but LaMelo is just going to be that point guard, shooting guard for him, that tall guard. He distributes the ball crazy well. He can score however he wants to. He can get to the basket. He can shoot. Rozier's another guy. You can bring him off the bench. You can start him next to LaMelo if you want. He was averaging 20 a game last year, which was, I believe, their highest scorer on the team. And he hit some clutch shots for him, so he definitely proved that he's a very useful piece for this Charlotte team. Miles Bridges just has a great connection with LaMelo, like I talked about with Trae Young and John Collins. That's the same type of connection that LaMelo and Bridges have. LaMelo can just kind of throw that ball up near the rim, and Bridges is going to go get it. He's a fun player to watch. He's a high flyer. He's starting to develop his own shot a little bit, and he's a fun dude to watch. He's my favorite player to watch on that team. And then you got Kelly Oubre to finish out the little core that I mentioned. They're bringing him in this year on a 2-year contract. I think that's kind of more of a test, see how he fits the system, see how he plays out there. They could potentially sign him to some longer-term deals later on. But Kelly's another younger guy, 25 years old. He can go out there and defend most guards. He can score a little bit. His shooting numbers weren't the greatest when he was in Golden State, but he's looking to get a fresh start in a new town and see what he can do here in Charlotte. This is a very small team, and by that I mean they just don't have a lot of height. They only have 3 players that are 6'10" or taller, and 2 of those guys are rookies that they just drafted. So this team is not known for their height, and they're probably not going to outright rebound a ton of teams. But they're gonna have to play gritty to be able to get those extra possessions, and they're just gonna have to go out there and play fast, because that's how you're gonna beat the bigger teams. My prediction for this team, well, not for this team, but for a player on this team, is I think that LaMelo is gonna be a first-time All-Star this year. It's not a crazy bold prediction, but he's only going into his 2nd year, and I think he's All-Star caliber player already, especially out in the East. I know they've got some guards out there, but I think LaMelo is going to be an all-star reserve this year. For the season predictions for this team, I see them finishing at about a 500 record, so 41-41. Assuming we get a full season, you never know with all the COVID stuff that's going on, but assuming we get a full season, I see this being about a 500 team. And I believe they're going to make the play-in tournament. They're not going to make the playoffs right away, but they're going to make the play-in tournament. I think they do get through the play-in tournament, make the playoffs as a 7 or 8 seed, and then I see them with a first-round exit. So that's my little breakdown and predictions for the Charlotte Hornets. Like I said, I think this is going to be one of the most fun, if not the most fun team to watch in the NBA this year. They just got a bunch of quick dudes. They got some high flyers with Bridges and Oubre that'll just go up there and throw some dunks down. Rozier's also in that mix too. He can throw down some nasty ones. And I think the most exciting part of this team is going to be listening to their announcer, Eric Collins, get those House of Highlights calls posted on Instagram every other night, it seems like. So make sure you're tuning in to any Charlotte Hornets games that you can. Make sure you're watching their highlights because, like I said, this is going to be a fun team. I will catch y'all on the next video. Peace out.